What's happening, Pod Squad? Welcome into an episode of the show. That's my intro today. Yep, that's factually correct. I'm introducing you to the show. I'm very happy because Matt just said he was proud of me. So thank you, Matt. I'm going to, I started writing a weekly newsletter. This is kind of exciting because I love writing. Love it. I don't feel like I'm that great at podcasting. I feel like I'm getting better. But writing, I really like. Big fan. So I started writing this newsletter. First issue came out 3 weeks ago. And I think today, the third one came out. And it's totally free. And you should subscribe to it. So in like a couple days time, you can go to the website stripeitacademy.com and get on the mailing list to get the weekly newsletter. I'm also cross-posting it to LinkedIn, but I don't think I'm going to keep doing that. The first two I've put on LinkedIn as well. So you can go to my LinkedIn profile if you wanted to read the articles there for issues number 1 and 2. So the premise of this newsletter, very simple. I just like business. I think business is fun. And I like talking about business. And I like writing about business. So I'm going to write one of 5 themes, and they're going to rotate every week. So each newsletter will cover one of those themes. So the 5 themes that I have are sales, number 1. Obviously, sales is number 1. Let's go. Marketing, number 2. Matt, you should pay attention to that. It's marketing. Number 3, hiring and recruiting. Number 4, leadership and culture. And number 5 will be something not of the 4 above. So I'll just have something business related that hopefully brings value to somebody. So I don't think this is like, I'm not going to light the world on fire here. I think there's significantly smarter people than me, but I'd like to think I'd learned a thing or two along the way. And if I can share some of that, especially from, sales and marketing and hiring and recruiting, like those things matter a lot. So I'm going to try and to bring value to people who want to read it every week. So if you want to be subscribed, as of this second, I don't know when this podcast is coming out because we're a little behind schedule. It's coming out tomorrow. Yeah, this is the commitment to weekly podcasts. Like, it's been brutal last month to try and get these done. So it's going to come out tomorrow. So I'll tell you what, I will get up really early and make sure that you can subscribe on the website by going to stripeitacademy.com. Eventually, stripeitpodcast.com and stripeitacademy.com will be the same thing, but regardless, doesn't matter. Go to stripeitacademy.com and I will make it'll probably be ugly, but I'll get a sign-up thing on there so you can get on the mailing list. And so what I'm going to do here today is I'm going to read the first 3. They're not like super long, but I'm going to read the first 3 and then briefly talk about them after I read it. And hopefully you get some value from sales, marketing, and hiring and recruiting. So let's get into it. Fun fact, Matt hasn't listened to these yet. You've never read them?
Nope.
How come you don't support me?
I didn't know.
I don't think I put you on the mailing list. Oops.
You did not.
My bad, homie. All right. Issue number 1. This is for Matt. Sales. So the title of the issue number 1 of by the way, I didn't even tell you what it's called, the Business Binder Newsletter. The Business Binder. I chose that one because the binder is like, that's what you want, and that's what binds your asphalt together from the mix, right? So I thought this would be like the glue that helps your business. That was what I was going for. Yeah. It's very hot in here, by the way. How hot is it today?
32, 33?
You got to convert it to Fahrenheit, bro.
110?
No, it's not 110. I think 33 Celsius is like 96 Fahrenheit. So it's not even that hot relative to like other people, but anyways, to us it's hot. Okay, back on track. Sales Business Binder issue number 1. Be skeptical of new leads. That's what it's called. Be skeptical of new leads. Here's what I wrote. I get super excited when the phone rings or a sales request gets emailed. In my experience, that rush of excitement can cause me to make terrible sales decisions. All the sales training I've ever been given goes out the door, and I will immediately say things like, of course I'll get you a quote right away. Or I'd be happy to meet you there today or tomorrow. Or I could probably fit it in the schedule right away. Sure, those all sound like nice things to say to a client. Why wouldn't we want to do things as fast as possible for them? However, being skeptical of a new inbound lead can lead you to identifying a customer's pain point and getting sales booked quickly. So, why should you be skeptical of new leads? Believe it or not, decision makers of parking lots or driveways don't enjoy phoning 3 different contractors for 3 quotes for the same project. They probably have better things to do. So when a decision maker has hired a contractor in the past who does the same stuff that we do, seal coating, striping, patching, paving, we need to ask ourselves something right off the bat. Why aren't they phoning the same contractor who did the seal coating, the striping, the patching, the paving last time? Wouldn't it make sense that if they had a contractor to do the work last time and they were 100% satisfied, that they would go back to the same contractor? As a contractor, wouldn't we want that opportunity to do the same scope of work we did last time, especially if we knew that we did a great job? Let's say, for example, a mall manager phones you. They want their parking lot restriped next month. They tell you that they get the striping done every 2 years, and this is the second year. The first words out of your mouth should be, "Sounds like you have a dialed-in program for your striping." Out of curiosity, why are you not hiring the company who did the work for you in 2022? Did something go wrong? Then shut your mouth and start listening. The next words that they tell you will identify a pain point, which you can use to sell a project quickly, maybe even on the phone call. Why decision makers phone new contractors? If a customer is calling you for the same work they've had done in the past, something probably went wrong. By being a skeptic of the reason of their potential switch and asking why they are not returning to their previous contractor, we gain 3 advantages. Number 1, we'll be given the pain points that we can offer to solve. Number 2, offering to solve the pain points on the initial phone call signals to the customer that we've heard them, building their trust in us right off the bat, and increasing the likelihood of a sale. In brackets, I wrote, "Customers love being heard." That's true. For example, you could say, "Thanks for letting me know that the previous contractor couldn't do the work for 2 months, and they also had some warranty work that you had to fight to have done after. Let me explain how our business solves those 2 problems for all of our customers." Third reason to be a skeptic. If it's a bad customer, air quotes, bad customer, they won't have a great answer when you ask them why they're considering a switch. It's entirely possible that they're just hunting for the lowest price, which is work that we want to avoid. Or they may be a slow paying customer and your competitor refused to work with them again. Ouch. Article concludes by saying, be skeptical of those new leads and watch as you close more deals. And then me being me, because I'm a man of the memes, all the articles I write will have memes in them. So I've got this funny meme of this like skeptical looking little kid looking at a lady, being skeptical of someone phoning him. So yeah, so that was the first Business Binder article that I wrote. I think being skeptical, like it sounds almost like abrasive. Like, why would you be skeptical of people? They're phoning you for work. Yeah, you should be excited at that. Like to this day, when somebody fills out our website form, we had 2, I think today. Sam's works on those. I don't deal with them, but when I see them come across in the website, I get like jazzed up. I'm like, hey, this might be cool. Like big opportunity, new client. But if we take the time and we slow down and just ask ourselves that one question that I put in here, like, why aren't they phoning the same contractor who did it last time? Right? Even if it's just a residential driveway, why aren't you phoning the same contractor? Why do you want to roll the dice, so to speak, and find someone new? So I strongly believe, and my experience has been, it's either, something went wrong last time, the contractor messed it up, or they, were too slow, or it could be 500 things that go wrong. Terrible communication. Who knows? I just left a job site actually where the contractor had left like dirt all over the parking lot from an asphalt job, and like a slice of pavement that they cut out was chucked in the grass. And, those little things matter. Those things will make a customer consider a switch the next year when they do some asphalt patching. Or you're protecting yourself, because if it is a bad customer in the sense that it's just someone who's shopping for the low price, man, you don't want to get that work. Like if every year they just phone as many companies as they can and say, give me a price for this, give me a price for this, give me a price for this. That's probably not someone you want to work with, because then it's just a race to the bottom and there's not a lot of money to be made in those. So that's the first one. Matt, you like it? 1 thumb up?
1 thumb.
2 thumbs up. Hey, there we go. All right. it just dawned on me. I think when I put these on the website, I think I'll be able to actually put the whole article on the website as well. So that way you can see all the cool pictures and the memes that I make. I literally make memes for every single one. So, all right, that was issue number 1. I will now share with you issue number 2. I think they get shorter as they go along, so don't worry. I went all out on my first. Why are you laughing at that? Because I'll talk forever. Now, I was so excited, man, for my first one. I was like, I'm going to put a lot of effort into it. Okay, number 2. Sadly, I don't know. How do I pull this up on the website? Gosh, what kind of podcast is this? Oh, preview. Derp. That would be the one. Okay, so issue number 2, the second theme in the newsletter is always going to be marketing. So binder, I should say, number 002 is entitled, "We have a marketing super tool, but we don't use it." And then I have a funny picture of a tractor trailer hauling tiny little Tonka trucks. Go on the website and look at it. Oh, perfect. Yeah, there you go. So if you're listening to this, go watch the YouTube version. Download the podcast version, first of all, so we can, pump up those numbers. And then go on the YouTube and watch it and like and subscribe to it. All helps the channel grow. Thank you. All right. We have a marketing super tool, but we don't use it. Here's what I wrote. I remember buying my first Graco 3900 line striper. I started the business with a Graco 3400. It's a fine machine. It's easy to operate. It's reliable. Great unit to start a striping business with. However, the 3900 is just a different breed. It's sturdier. It has a bigger pump, 2 guns, and most notably, has this fancy computer screen in between the handlebars. I have a picture of the fancy computer screen in between the handlebars. Continues. Before buying my first Graco 3900, I studied the manual, reading it over many times. I wanted to understand how this automatic stall layout thing worked. After all, if I'm going to spend $10,000 on a machine, I might as well use it to its potential, right? And so right from day one, I have used the automatic guns on my machines. I taught all my employees how to use it too. I saw right away how much more efficient it could make a new layout, slashing the time and energy needed to manually measure and lay out stall lines. To this day, I cannot figure out for the life of me why so many business owners buy a Graco 3900 and then never use the features. They will say things like, "It is too complicated. I don't know how to use it. The way I do it has worked for 20 years. I don't trust something that I can do myself." You get the idea. The reality is none of those are actually legitimate reasons to not use the technology. Simply put, they're not comfortable trying it, so they don't use it at all, and they continue on their way, still producing fine work, but losing efficiency every time they go to a job site. I would argue, however, that there's an even more important tool that every single one of you has that gets used, but not to its potential: your phone. The $1,500 tool that we don't maximize. I'm in this strange demographic. I remember the first kids bringing their cell phones, in air quotes, to school, thinking it was all the rage. Yeah, they were flip phones, by the way, Matt. I know you probably didn't. Yeah. Yeah, okay, my bad. Back to the article. On one hand, I have seen cell phones since the early days. However, the overwhelming majority of adults today now have a smartphone. I highly doubt many of us stop to appreciate how insanely fast the rise of these devices are, especially since Steve Jobs unveiled the iPhone not even 20 years ago. We all have them, and without question, we cannot live without them. The science of emotional attachment to iPhones and phones in general is fascinating. Read up on it sometime. We will not bat an eye when we sign our cell phone contracts for these devices, despite them costing $1,000, sometimes much more. And here we are, walking around with a glorified mini computer in our pockets with the ability to communicate to our clients, our prospective clients, and our entire market instantly. One of the greatest features of these devices is the ability to record high-quality photos and videos with essentially no skills required. You will often see small pavement contractors, so seal coaters, stripers, take these photos and videos and curate them into an attractive social media piece, showing the work that we do, the specialized equipment that we do it with, all with some sort of special effect or music behind it to make it look more attractive. Eventually, they create a library on Instagram and Facebook, showing driveways, parking lots, and other pavement projects they have done, solidifying to the market a key component of their business. This is what we do. The problem with the smartphone, in my opinion, is we're not maximizing its use because we completely leave out the other key component to the business, which is the person behind it. People buy people. Time after time after time, you will hear successful businessmen and women, business influencers, business coaches, and many other groups of people emphasize the fact that people will buy from people. Obviously not speaking literally, these business minds are all championing the idea that clients in our market, the very same clients that you and I are trying to market our services to, will often make their purchase decisions based on the perceived value they will get, not just the subtotal on your quote. The best way to get people to know who you are, making them more comfortable in buying from you and more likely to choose your company for the work then is simple. Turn the camera around. After 562 photos and videos of seal-coated parking lots, the market will undeniably agree that you, as a contractor, can seal parking lots. Adding the 563rd photo will not change this in any meaningful way, which sucks if it's a project that we're really proud of. Instead, why not turn the video camera around and utilize the $1,500 tool to its potential, marketing the people behind the business, not just the business itself. It takes approximately 40 seconds to record a 30-second selfie video, 5 seconds to open the app, 1 second to swap the camera from back to front, and 4 seconds for you to confirm that you look just fine for the video. The 30-second video will bring immediate marketing power to your business. 3 points. Number 1, people will identify your business as actually having a person behind it. And remember, people buy people. Number 2, you will record something of value to your market, which I wrote. I will expand on this in future articles. And number 3, you will add a significant amount of expert credibility to your company. Not only can people see the job photos, but now they see someone explaining how they did it, why they did it, or even better, how other customers can have the same thing. Get uncomfortable by shooting selfie videos on your social media and start maximizing the marketing tool in your pocket to its full potential. And that's Article 2. What's up, Pod Squad? This episode of the show is brought to you by our friends at Mighty Line Floor Tape. So, true story, our company started using Mighty Line. We found the product like half a year ago, 2023, we found it, and we started using it, and I was blown away. The product is incredible. And so many of us in the striping industry want to do interior striping, but we also know that interior striping on concrete usually does not work out very well. This is a fantastic solution. If you have customers that want safe walk lines or customized floor decals, check out their website on Mighty Line. It's incredible. They have an awesome portfolio of stuff. And if you've never tried the product before, head to the website, let them know that you got the info from the podcast, and they will actually send you a free sample box. Check it out, Mighty Line Floor Tape. We are so grateful for them to be sponsoring the podcast. I don't think that was shorter at all. I think it was longer. I like writing, and I was recently on a ferry, and I had nothing to do but write articles. So, yeah, I'm proud of this one. This is something my first business coach leaned in really hard with me on, like really hard. Actually, it was our very first call. Even he's like, "You need to hire people," which I knew, but I didn't know. But it was very obvious I needed to hire people. And he's like, "Man, just go shoot a hiring video." And like for me, my problem with it wasn't so much I was uncomfortable doing it. Like, you know, I'm fine with it. Obviously now the podcast and YouTube, but like, it's not a big deal to me now. But it was more like I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted that video to be awesome. I wanted it to have the greatest music and just the good effects to it. I wanted it to look good. And I think, you know, that's one of the many things that could slow a business owner down, especially like a small contractor. Like maybe you're just an owner operator listening to this. That could be one of the things that really slow you down from actually like getting uncomfortable and making a selfie video, explaining to your customers who you are, what you do, why you do it. But man, if you can cross that barrier and just get uncomfortable and start making like videos with you in the video from it doesn't have to be expensive either. Like, you have a phone in your pocket, just go record a video at the end of your job. I think those things make a huge difference because if a potential customer reaches out to you, but they've already seen you on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever, it doesn't matter where, but they physically like seen you on their screen, they're all going to be more comfortable with you because it signifies to them that, okay, I know what this person looks like. I know what kind of value they bring. And if they're willing to put themselves out on a camera, they're probably going to look after me. They're not going to be like some cheapo, crook contractor. So I don't know, man. I'm a big fan of selfie videos. I think more, today, Matt just does everything so pro. I don't need to take selfie videos. No, I'll still take selfie videos and do Instagram stories and stuff. But yeah, I think it's super important. So, all right, that was number 2. I'm slightly regretting picking 3 because it's so warm in here, and I just want to wrap this up. What time are we at? Oh my gosh, 12 minutes? 20? Man, let's hope this one's shorter. Whew. I think it is. Well, I don't want to cut it now. No, go to the website anyways. Good call, Matt. Go to the website, subscribe for this. No, I'll read the third one too. Switching gears. Recruiting and hiring. So every 5th week we'll do one on recruiting and hiring. So this is Business Binder number 3. The theme is Cast a Wide Net Part 1. When to put the net in. I have an awesome meme here of a fish. All right. I wrote, unfortunately for my father-in-law, I'm not crazy about fishing. Did you know that? I don't mind it. It's fun. Well, I think, like how I'm getting off track already. I think if I had more time, I could see myself fishing more in 2-3 years. Okay. Right now, I'm just, I don't mind it. I'll be fishing in a few weeks. But anyways, not crazy about fishing. Robin, my wife, did buy me an awesome fishing rod years ago for our anniversary. She actually texted me and said it was our 2nd anniversary. And it's truthfully a real joy to use when I actually do use it. Ironically enough, I'm writing this newsletter while I'm on board of a BC, British Columbia, ferry service heading to an island off the coast of Prince Rupert, British Columbia, to complete an airport project on an island we started last year. I imagine there's quite a few fishing boats along the way. If someone told you, get on this fishing boat and catch as many fish as possible in the next 8 hours. If you can catch over 50 fish, I'll give you $1 million. You would likely, number 1, have modest excitement about the prospect of getting $1 million. Number 2, you would get on the boat as quickly as possible. And number 3, you would begin assessing how to catch as many fish as possible. If there were 2 drag nets on the fishing boat you got on, a small drag net the size of a bicycle and a large drag net the size of a Boeing 747, which one would you choose? Would it make sense to say to yourself, well, if I use the big net, I might catch all sorts of stuff that I don't want, garbage, non-fish creatures, and I don't want those. So I'm going to use the small net instead to reduce the chance of that happening. You probably wouldn't like the outcome after 8 hours. The point, if we would cast a wide net to catch fish, we should be casting a wide net to recruit employees. Get busy fishing before it's actually busy. I see this happen a lot with small pavement businesses. It's a cycle. The cycle goes something like this. Number 1, start business. Number 2, get busy. Number 3, hire first employee, second employee, third employee when they're needed. And number 4, wait to hire more employees until the work is busy enough. Air quotes, busy enough. This reality happens across a lot of businesses, but is most exemplified in seasonal pavement businesses. Things get going really fast during the pavement season, forcing us as business owners to respond quickly with urgent hiring decisions. When that happens, a job posting goes up and we're forced to fill positions quickly. Often completely unbeknownst to the business owner, however, they're making terrible hiring choices because they have not cast a wide net when it comes to recruiting. They simply grabbed the quickest net they could get their hands on, threw it in the water, and yanked it up at the first sign of something resembling a pulse was in the net. Instead, you will see successful businesses in our space continuously hiring. They always have job positions open. The business owners and management talk about it on social media. And there's a general feeling that those successful companies we look up to always seem to be adding people. The reality is that they might not always be technically hiring, but they're always putting the net in the water, ensuring that when the time comes, qualified talent will reach out to them when a position opens up. Or sometimes even before a position opens up, because they've seen the consistent message from the ownership and the social media saying we're always hiring. Don't wait until it's insanely busy to start casting your net. Your hiring will probably suck. This is the direct consequence of when you see people complaining online. I picked my favorite 3 complaints here. I had 3 interviews and no one even showed up for a single interview. Or he said that he could start Monday and Monday came and he no-showed. Or he asked for a cash advance on day 3 of his job and then didn't show up for day 4. The common denominator in all those situations, those outcomes are all the result of not casting a wide net. You can't throw out a hiring net when it's convenient for you and expect qualified talent to come bursting through the doors. A rare exception might be when a really well-established, reputable, marketing-focused company posts a position, which can catch the eye of qualified talent who may have been on the fence about leaving their current job. How to apply this today? 4 points. Number 1, go make a post on social media explaining that you're always hiring qualified talent. Number 2, repeat that post consistently across all platforms, personal and business, multiple times a month. Number 3, go phone someone who you know would be a great fit at your company and tell them, I really think you'd be a great fit on our team. Would you consider a conversation with me about it? Number 4, don't hesitate to put up a job ad on Indeed or another job board for a position, even if you're not sure that you need it or even can afford it. No one has ever died from applying for a job and not getting it, even if the reason is that the business wasn't actually 100% ready for it. I can promise you, though, that the majority of the time, it is worth it to hire them anyways, despite your concerns. Bold font. This is the conclusion. This is probably like, as I was writing this, I remember thinking like, this is like the best thing I've written probably in the 3 articles to this point. I regret not filling every key position we have hired in Laser in the past 12 months sooner than I actually did. So in other words, like everyone that we hired who had a key position in the company, I was like, man, this is great. I should have hired this person sooner. Even Matt. Like, when did you started? Like last July, right? Just June?
Just over a year ago.
Yeah, it was a year ago. Yeah. Congrats on making it a year, bro. That's sweet. Yeah, let's go. We didn't get you an ice cream cake or something. Oh, what are we doing? No, every one of those key positions, I was like, with the first sales guy, the first Matt that came in, our operations manager, I was always like, why didn't we hire this person sooner? Like, my goodness. So we didn't make a rush decision on any of those key hires, but I also was like, I should have put those job ads up a long time ago. So, I kind of misspoke. In the article, I said next week I'll do it. It's actually be in 5 weeks. So the next recruitment and hiring newsletter, I will do Cast a Wide Net Part 2, which is don't discard your people immediately. Boom. That's it. So if you want to see the cool pictures, if you want to reread them or offer your critique, just go sign up for the newsletter. It would make me really happy. So I'm committing that by the time this podcast episode comes out, it'll probably be ugly, but if you go to stripedacademy.com, $0, you just need your name and your email address, plunk it in there, and you will be on the mailing list. You will get this every week. It'll come out. So next week's article is about culture and leadership. I wrote an article about the key to making money from employees is to not worry about making money from employees. So that one's all written and ready to go. So go sign up now and make sure you get it. So, Matt, what'd you think? It's helpful. Thanks, Matt. It'd be way better if you saw the memes that I put in here. Man, they're gold. That's it. All right. I love trying to help people in business. Business is so fun. So hopefully you get some value from that. Hopefully you go sign up and support the show. Download the podcast. Subscribe on the YouTube and the likes and the things. Do all of the stuff you're supposed to do. It really does help. It really does help and keeps Matt happy. It tells Matt that what the job he's doing is great. So do it for Matt. All right. Keep your stripes hot. We'll talk to you next week.